far. Too much to take, my nerves are shattered and about to break. The bits and pieces all over the place. Come on and give me a sound that I can ride on. Give me a sound that I can ride on. So here I am. I've been manipulated, got nothing if I can. I hear the rain stop, about to fall, don't worry, contemplating on that is all. Come on, give me a sound that I can ride on. Give me a sound that I can ride on. Give me a warm long guitar sound. Give me a wall of primitive rhythm. I can ride on, I need a shoulder till I can ride on straight again. Too much to take, till the fragile nerve is concentrated. The bits and pieces all over the place. And I'm looking for help, because I've got this long face. Nothing for me, nothing for me.
Coming soon to this theater.
The captain and crew are delighted you could join them aboard the SS Blood Star.
There's no one here!
Don't worry if you never see them. That's because they're dead. Death Ship. The story of an evil so intense, it takes on a life of its own. Death Ship, rated R.
They say cats have 9 lives. You have only 1.
A poisonous cat. Now how's that possible?
You're gonna be richer than your wildest dreams.
Nothing's gonna keep me from getting to the Caymans.
You scared of a little cat?
Yeah, you're damn right I am.
You see it? I got the poison in my blood!
Now start the engine and get us headed for the Caymans.
Oh my God! You mean they actually poisoned that poor cat, and now it's dangerous to all of us?
What are you laughing at? You're gonna die.
Things are gonna bite us, and we're all gonna die a horrible death.
Uninvited, starring George Kennedy and Alex Cord. You'll never look at a cat in the same way again.
Next episode, Death on the High Seas, with Death Ship and Uninvited.
Double George Kennedy night.
Woohoo. There's a thing on the show tonight.
Yes. Look, we're joined by the dinosaur from Mighty Gorga.
Hi, dinosaur.
Oh, it's AC Nicholas. I thought it was the dinosaur.
Yes, it is me.
You were
So
much
many-
more convincing of a dinosaur than the one in the Mighty Gorga.
Well, thank you.
So many questions about
So
this
many
movie.
questions about this movie, right?
Where do you even begin? I mean, where was this supposed to be taking place?
Yeah.
Can we discuss this? Because
Is it Africa, or are we still in the continental U.S.? That's what I wonder. Like, did we ever go in?
the people who lived there they seemed to be more Aztec or Native American, but it was
Mhm.
supposed to be taking place in Africa.
Yeah.
So, like,
And they all spoke English, of course.
there
Of
were
course.
only like a couple black dudes in the cast. You know, I was like, I don't know. I was really disoriented.
Yeah. And why did Gorga save them at the end?
Oh, because the
I don't
giant
know.
ape always ends up being noble.
But he
Right.
didn't die, unlike most Kong movies. Beauty did not kill the beast, as
No.
normally happens, or he didn't drown, or he didn't shit himself like that other Yongri. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just like waved goodbye after saving them. I don't know. Also, like, how, if I am a former clown, now brown faced medicine man, how do I gain the power to command Gorga, who we should be led to believe is a god? Also, we're
Yeah.
promised that Gorga weighs 50 tons.
Mhm.
He's about 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
So then denseness wise, he must like crush the earth underneath him when he walks. I don't mean to bring physics into this, but you know, I went to art school, and these are the things you think about when you do a lot of drugs. It just seems like
You drugs in art school?
Really?
my first trip, our
Shocking.
open house, we were walking through the school, and I said to my dad, I said, "This place is great." And he said, "Do you smell how much weed is in the air?" I said, "Dad, this place is great."
Steve made a good comment. He said, some of Gorga's jungle looked like Connecticut on a fall day, as I mentioned in the last segment. It's all wrong. It's
As we all know, there are palm trees in Illinois. Have we learned nothing from John Carpenter's work? So we don't know where Gorga is. We don't know what his deal is. How's he going to go? Like, how has the thank you, Wally.
Wally.
How has the socio-political scape of Gorga's world changed for him when he comes back after all these people have died, and you know, the white imperialists have been there? There's so much to think about.
what happened to Gorga's parents?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, was he the only one?
his kind? Is he the last one of his kind?
Was his parent Gorgo?
Yeah.
No, wait. Gorgo was a lizard. Never mind.
Okay, so,
That couldn't really happen.
yeah, so we've got
I mean, these are kaiju, Bill. All the rules are off. Is he related to War of the Gargantuas in some way?
maybe.
There's so much. And AC brought up when we were watching this, like, there was a budget for rear projection and some optical effects in this, and they're like, shouldn't we have bought a better suit? Like, it's very apparent at the end of how bad the suit is. Like, the face looks like, and it looks like a blow up doll. Like it's very similar to a blow up doll face. Yeah.
Literally the thing they used in the movie for the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Very
Mike
strange.
Justice says it was a lot better than Ape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
It's true.
Ape is just infuriating to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how much Bill dislikes Ape.
Yeah, and then Bill's got his little rod puppet there. I mean, you had a rod puppet T-Rex, for God's sake.
Not the last time we'll see it. If you got both the movies,
I know. I
that
got
was
it.
an ACDC. That's in it too.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure they're like, these kids won't know.
Nah.
We
But
won't? Yeah.
Well, it's not only that it was a rod puppet, it was just like a jaw puppet. It didn't do anything other than that. Like they could have at least had something where the arms moved. I would have appreciated a little something extra.
Perhaps most importantly, and Bill, you brought this up. What the fuck was that girl's accent? Was it British? Like, what? Like, was that really her accent? I don't think she's a good enough actress to come up with an accent like that because she's certainly bad. But sorry, I didn't mean to get you mid drink.
Yeah. She's like bad actress, British or snotty or upper crust. Something, I don't know.
And it was just like this is like, what's the accent you'll be bringing to Mighty Gorga? And she's like, it's going to be kind of like this. And I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Uta Hagen taught it to her in acting school.
Yeah. Method acting there, right?
It was definitely she was a method. She's like, I think my character should be a British girl. Maybe she's from the upper crust. Here's where she was. Yeah.
and I love the scene where he throws the egg.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. What was up with that? I missed that. Like I wasn't paying attention for half a second, maybe. And then all of a sudden that happened. And I was like, wow.
And there's a great line of dialogue that the egg's still warm. Or something. It's like, what? What the fuck?
You should watch this movie while holding the poster for it. And looking at the poster, looking at the screen, looking at the poster, and you'll say, huh. Bigfoot and this together is right.
Yeah.
Like, it really feels like two movies that I never realized that Bigfoot and a biker gang would be together. Hello,
made
David.
For each other.
Thanks for coming and watching. Yeah, that they're made for each other and they're the same size. I came to this movie expecting a Kong-like creature. Also, if you looked at the ads we showed, you might come expecting skeleton warriors. And
where the fuck were they?
They must have forgot them.
Those got left on the cutting room floor for not being convincing enough.
Yeah. And then like I saw one sacrifice. I was promised multiple sacrifices. But to be fair, it started with a sacrifice. So I mean,
the same sacrifice. It was the same footage shown again. So
I would not be shocked if there is a version of this out there with inserts in it. It really feels like the kind of movie that could be brought up, so to speak. No pun intended with inserts. But,
what was that AC/DC movie you guys keep talking about?
10,000 AC/DC. Yeah, that had inserts in it.
Yeah. And the same with T-Rex. Great.
Yeah.
And let's see what else do we have. Oh, and we've got our hero slumming yet again in another movie.
This is not the worst movie he made. I mean,
no.
Is it Dracula versus Frankenstein? Is it Mummy and Curse of the Jackals? Like you really have a plethora of choices when it comes to.
It's not Dracula versus Frankenstein. That's not like in bad movies. That's not quite as bad, I don't think.
No, but it's not good. Like there's some rough moments in that. My favorite part of that movie is when Dracula is commanding Forrest Ackerman to drive him around. Yeah. He's controlling his brain and he's like, turn here. You're controlling his brain. You don't have to tell him when to turn.
Right. And I also like in there where J. Carroll Naish is really sick. And you can see his eyeballs darting back and forth reading the cue cards.
Yeah.
Oh, the skeleton.
Like Joan when she was on the soap opera. You just keep finding those cue cards.
Yeah. It's something else.
We promised nothing, and we delivered with abundance.
Yes, we did. We promised
Yeah.
nothing and delivered well beyond the expectations there.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I don't know. These are the kind of movies I love because it's just like I love thinking that people saw the ad, went to the drive-in, were excited for a new King Kong style movie. Imagine if you went and saw this with King Kong as a double feature, and it started with King Kong, and this was the second movie. I mean, to be fair, probably a lot of folks would leave during this.
Hopefully, they didn't show them in that order.
No.
Yeah. I just like, as I said, I like movies that have a little bit of a backstory that I discovered this, one paragraph, maybe Joe Dante review in Castle Frankenstein, and had to wait like 30 years to see it. And yes, it fulfilled all my expectations of that review. There are a lot of these weird little things like Curse of the Jackal we were talking about is a movie that was thought lost for years, and then it shows up one day, right? And it's amazing. It is totally amazing. And Ainsley is basically doing his darn best trying to soldier on through yet another micro budget grade B backyard thing.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they would bring him in for these movies and pay him whatever they had, and he was like, "Here I am again."
Maybe they were paying him like in cases of beer or something. I don't know.
I would hope so. Yeah,
I would hope so too. Sure.
I don't know how the movie got made. I mean, while we were watching it, I couldn't believe it. Like we've said it before, I'll say it again, that this was actually a theatrical release.
It's mind-boggling.
I think one of the movies on the next show definitely is a real movie. Death Ship is a real movie. It's well made.
Yes.
The Uninvited is very close to this movie, as you can see by some of those cat puppet effects. It's fucking astounding. Like it really is. Clu Gulger's in it too. It's got like good people in it, but I don't know what it is. George Kennedy is a soldier, man.
He sells it.
He does, and he's like, you know what? I love that. Like, if you're a super rich, coked out bad guy, who should be your henchman to protect you? George Kennedy. Sure, maybe Cool Hand Luke time, but at this point, this trailer is. But I love this trailer because all the cat moments are in slow motion in it. Also, that the cat is. I like that they set up that you should be on the side of the cat because the guy spits on him earlier. And it's like, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna.
I'm always on the side of the cat.
I'm on the side of the cat in this movie 100%.
Well, Christopher Lee had that great quote, and I hope I can get it right, where he said he'd been in a lot of bad movies, and the trick was always, if you're in a bad movie, try not to be bad.
Yeah.
He always gave it his best, and George Kennedy's the same. He is always working hard.
Oh, he's working real hard in this one. Nuremberg.
This was a tough one.
Yeah. It's funny because I think so many people, younger people, may know him only for Naked Gun, and he had quite the career in between there. But The Uninvited is a rough watch. Also a movie where they just rented a yacht and made a movie around it, which I'm totally totally into.
We didn't show this movie yet, did we?
I don't believe so.
Wouldn't it be crazy if like neither one of us remembered doing it?
Well, if only I had a list of all of them. Let me see. I would think 100% we haven't watched it, but I'm gonna look.
Uncle Spooky did it. That's right. That's where I'm remembering it from.
Oh, okay.
It was one of his stay-at-home spookaramas. We watched The Uninvited.
Oh, I love it. I can't lie. Also, the cat looks a lot like when Chris Erickson and I were roommates. We had a cat named Gohan that looked exactly like the cat in this movie. I'm almost there. We have not watched it. We've watched only one other movie that starts with a U. Can you guess what it is?
Unhinged.
Yes, Unhinged is the only one. We've watched a lot of movies with V's in their titles, though.
Hey, look at the Monsterama panel that's up for a second. Hey. Let's do a little bit of Monsterama talk.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Friday the 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 4 on 35 millimeter.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then the second night, Patty Mullen's going to be there. We're doing Frankenhooker, Brain Damage,
Doom Asylum.
Doom Asylum, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw Brain Damage at an underground theater a couple weeks ago. The new remastered version looks great. It looks really good, as the Henenlotters all do. Henenlotter's one of those guys, like I showed Frankenhooker to, told a friend about it, and it looks so much better than it has any right to look. Because he's a good filmmaker, really good filmmaker. And that'll be a fun night. I can't wait to see Frankenhooker herself in person.
Bill, great job on the shirts too. I love the shirt for this year.
Beautiful.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, very excited about the shirts for this year.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see Doom Asylum probably the most, because it's not a movie I ever thought I would see at the drive-in. So
right, yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah. I think of it more as like a VHS era movie, so it's cool to get to see it at the drive-in.
Yeah, you know, the guy that directed Doom Asylum, I think he directed, correct me if I'm wrong, a movie called Scared to Death.
Yes.
With Andrew Stevens and Mary Page Keller. That's actually pretty good, about the haunted Civil War mansion with slave ghosts, and it's kind of surreal.
Yeah, he did Scared Stiff. Yeah.
Or Scared
Scared to Death.
Yeah.
With something else, yeah.
He did Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge is another one he did, and In the Shadow, Someone's Watching, which is a pretty good TV movie. Richard Friedman.
Richard Friedman, that's right. That's the guy. Yeah, his stuff is good. He's a good director.
Still directing now. Just did a movie this year. Scared Stiff is good. Arrow put it out. And it's obviously the budget was a bit low on it, but it's fun. So yeah, I'm excited to see that.
I was surprised when I saw it. I only saw it when Arrow put it out, but the guy who wrote it is Mark Frost.
Yeah.
And Mark Frost was the co-creator of Twin Peaks with David Lynch.
Yeah.
So good pedigree there.
Yeah. Nothing's going to stop me from getting to the Caymans. Of course. The first time I saw The Uninvited, I was like, how did I elude this movie my whole life? And I also, speaking of an effect, we spoiled the best effect when it's obviously like a soft sculptured cat head when the other cat comes out of it. But I love that made it into this movie. And also the cat changes size throughout. As you can tell, sometimes he's almost human sized. Other times he's a regular cat. Sometimes he doesn't look anything like he has the power to he's a shape changer, I think.
Hey, letterbox list. Cat horror movies.
Oh,
Cat
man.
People, Curse of the Cat People, Leopard Man, remake of the Cat People.
The Uncanny. And Night of a Thousand Cats, a movie where cats are just thrown.
Inferno. Does Inferno count?
Inferno counts, yeah.
Yeah. Cat's Eye.
Cat's what do you call it? Sleepwalkers, which is on the show this week.
Right.
Yeah.
With Clovis.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are those fucking things in Sleepwalkers? Like, I love this conceit. It's like they look kind of like cats, but they heal through incest. Like Stephen King, that 80s Coke is great. I like what you're doing with it.
Changers.
Yeah. Toonses. Yeah, that's another one.
Toonses. All these cat movies.
Cat in the Brain.
Cat in the Brain.
We got a couple other ones. Howlsue is a good one. Pet Cemetery, multiple versions.
Right.
The Corpse Grinders.
Oh, that's right. Cat food. They were grinding up the corpses for the crazy cats.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. The Black Cat. There's multiple movies called The Black Cat, as we know. Shadow of the Cat. Cat of Nine Tails. That doesn't count.
That is not a cat horror movie.
Sheba, the Lana Turner
Terror
movie.
of Sheba. How about Tomb of Lygia?
Tomb of Lygia, yes. Yeah, that's a good one. The Cat Girl, which is pretty much the cat people. Bucket of Blood has a cat in it. Two Evil Eyes has a
Two Evil Eyes
cat moment. Yeah.
That's really disturbing.
Oh my God, Savini brought all those mutated cats to a convention once, and they were all up on stage with them going like that. And I was like, these are very hard to look at.
Not even that. I was talking about when Keitel like starts killing the cat and taking pictures of it.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch.
That's a really underrated Romero movie. I wish more people would discover it. I think it will be a well regarded here soon.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I love cats. I obviously have too, but cats are also can be terrifying because they don't need you at all. Like a dog needs you all the time. A dog needs you to take care of it and will not survive without you. A cat's just like lives in your home and will eat you when you die. Like it is ready to go. But that's kind of what I like it. Yeah, I guess Cat Women on the Moon could be one. Yeah, the Tales from Dark Side one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the episode of Dark Room where the lady turned into a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tales from the Dark Side.
What's the TV movie one we watched, Bill? The cat one where the girl was a cat at the end of it. Didn't we watch one of those?
Oh, I got one for you guys. Vampire Circus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what one you're talking about, Sam.
Wasn't there one where
he turned into a cat at the end of it?
Where the house was on fire at the end and it was like her daughter had the same tattoo. Oh, that's a spider. Never mind. Sorry, that's probably
Curse of the
Curse of the Spider
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Curse of Black Widow.
Yeah. I guess you could also. I'm trying to think what other.
There's one major one that I keep forgetting. It's like eluding me. It's like I don't know why.
I'm good. I have another list of cat horror I'm going to look up here, Bill, and I'll see what else I can find on this. Hocus Pocus was on it. We're not going to talk about that on this show.
Oh, Wicked Stepmother.
Oh, yes. Ophilia too, which I always bring up. That's another one. Which is great. The Black Cat from 1934 and 1966. The Corpse Grinders 2 and 3. The Voices. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that was featured in my Valentine's Day post, Sam, on your website last year. 10 dark movies. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, I love that comment. Thank you, sir. Awesome.
Legend of Hell House has a cat in it.
It does.
Strays. That's another one I was trying to think of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, that seems like a movie I'd love. Crimes of the Black Cat, which is a Jolly.
Mm-hmm.
The cat has poison in its claws. Spoiler warning for that. Eye of the Cat from 1969. That's a pretty good one, Bill. Do you like that one with Michael Sarrazin?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, I think you would really like it.
Yeah, you'd really like that one. That was on NBC. I saw it when I was a kid.
That's what I think. The Cat Creature, the Curtis Harrington TV movie with Meredith Baxter in it. Yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah. Reanimator's got a zombie cat.
That's true.
Yeah, that one's good.
The list goes on.
The list goes, Hell's Kitty. This is a one from 2018. A possessed pussycat is in it. Okay. The Leopard Man we already got. Roar. Those are big cats. Does that count? We're talking
big cats.
I don't know.
Savage.
Are we going to start getting into the beasts are in the streets?
Yeah.
The beasts are on the streets. Sorry. It was something weird like that.
Yeah. I like Roar a lot, but Roar is kind of like the jackass of giant cat movies because you're like, every single person is going to get
Black Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Black Zoo?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mariana Hill's in that.
Oh, wow.
A very young Mariana Hill.
Aw. So, yeah, a lot of cat-related horror. Clovis is my favorite, though, from Sleepwalkers. Yeah, he's a deputized cat.
Yeah.
He rides in the squad car. I can't get my cat to do anything, and they have him riding around in the squad car. He leads an entire legion of cats into that house, and they scratch up that evil space alien, whatever they are. I saw that movie in the theater with somebody that with a girl I was dating at the time that was a big Stephen King fan. She's like, he's a genius. The whole time she kept telling me all the books she's read of him, and I remember watching it being like, okay, like this
Lot of
movie's
coke.
this movie's crazy.
A lot of coke.
A lot of coke.
It's funny because my cat here, I woke up. I woke up because there was a big noise downstairs last night, and I didn't look. I figured the cat knocked something over, and the cat somehow managed to knock the bottle off of my liquor cart, and it was the bottle of Screwball, Sam. So he knew something that Screwball was going to be used by me today in the recipe for the second drink.
Hey, I thought of another cat movie, and I want to see if you guys can guess it.
Okay.
If we're talking about big cat movies, then this would qualify. Donald Pleasance is in it.
Oh, that's the one where he's shooting a leopard. It's in the Philippines. What the hell was the name of that one?
Night Creature.
Night Creature is directed by Lee Matt. Yeah, that's right. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like
that one. Show that one on the show. That's a good one.
Yeah. I Had a Cat was one that was really hard for me to find. I had a bootleg for the longest time. Then Shout Factory put it out, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And but I really like it. It's American, but it's jolly a little bit. It's fun.
How about Night of the Sorcerers with the leopard chicks?
Oh my god. I think that they're very close to the same jungle as Mighty Gorga.
Yeah.
Like they're very much in the same world. Like we were talking this week about the coastal towns, like there are also jungles that are connected much the same way. Yeah. I love those outfits. I wish
the vampire chicks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Flintstones.
That's what I like about it. It's like a sexy Flintstones kind of thing, but mixed with witches and vampires.
Yeah. Well,
and leopard chicks.
And you got to mention, of course, from the first movie, any version of the Dr. Moreau story that's got a Panther woman in it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant to comment on her undies. She had very stylized undies for a Panther chick to be wearing, and she actually had makeup too.
Yeah. I mean, if you got it, flaunt it. Meow.
Yeah.
Well, it's Pam Grier. Even if she's a leopard chick, she's going to be hot, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It was just kind of strange how she had this outfit.
Yeah.
The other people were kind of crudely dressed, but not her. She had taste.
The doctor spent a little more time on her. Do you know what I mean? Like he was like, well, I made this. I probably should dress it up.
I forget the plot detail about that. About like how did she become the Panther woman? Was she an ordinary woman who was kidnapped and forced to become Panther woman, or was she like the offspring of in some laboratory?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it. I just got mind blown by She Freak here on the screen, Bill, of how She Freak looks.
Claire Brennan.
Oh, I love her so much.
She's very sexy in this movie. I think she's very attractive.
Yeah. Even when they put all this makeup on her, it still works.
Oh, well, this is ridiculous. But I mean, like when she's her normal self in the movie, she's very attractive. That's one of the things that was a kick in the gut when I first saw She Freak, because I liked her the minute she was on camera. And, she was very, inviting and kind looking and everything. And then she had that moment where she's like, ooh, I hate freaks.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, like somebody you thought was cool. And then all of a sudden they make a really racist comment. And you're like, oh, no. It was like that with Claire Brennan.
I got one on my YMCA video this week, Bill. I was like, I got it today. Like because usually I get like, not people are upset that I've made fun of the Bee Gees. Generally, this is the majority of the comments I get. And they're like, how dare you not like Sgt. Pepper's? It's a wonderful movie. And then I laugh it off. This one was about YMCA. I'm like, this was the short of this. Why did they take the word gay from us? And I was like, I think you lost that battle a long time ago. Like they took the rainbow and they took gay from us. And I was like, okay. And I didn't even know how to respond to this comment. Like, because I was like, usually I go in and I say, hey, thanks for replying. Thanks for watching the video. He's like, the more comments, it keeps the algorithm going. And I was like, I don't want this algorithm to go any further.
I was listening to this radio program from 1935, like The Weird Circle. It was just like 2 nights ago. It's funny that you would mention this because there was a party scene where like there was a husband and wife at the party and the husband comes over, and she says to him, "You're always trying to act gay."
Oh,
and I was like, "What?"
I got
It took
one.
me a minute.
I got one at work.
Nobody believes you.
I got one
She's
at
like,
work this week that blew my mind, Bill, because I wasn't ready for it. Because when we build our PowerPoint decks, there are slides called 3 ways and 4 ways, which are like the way the slides are brought up. And I got a random Teams message that says, "Has anyone had a 4-way yet today?" And I almost wrote, "Yeah, I have," because I was like, of course, like
totally.
who would say this? And then someone said, "Well, we haven't had any 3-ways in a while," and I was laughing, and I'm like, "Oh, they don't know my humor." Also, my humor will get me fired, and I need this job. So yeah. I just
watch it.
Sometimes jokes are just for you. They're not for anyone else. They're just for you. And then you tell your buddies later. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Man, we got nautical movies. When's the next episode, Bill? We're March 8th is the next one?
March 8th.
March
yes.
8th. Come back and we'll have 2 seafaring movies filled with seamen and women.
Horror on the High Seas.
Horror on the High Seas. I love the scene with him getting brought up. I really love Death Ship. I think it's wonderful, and but I love both these movies. And George Kennedy, all the way, sailing into trouble in both these movies.
Everybody has a very gruesome fate in this movie.
Oh, yeah,
for something that is nothing on a ship. Like there aren't actual creatures on the ship that are making this. They're just ghosts. And
I love Richard Crenna too. Like if you only know Crenna from Rambo, this is a good Crenna.
Oh, I honestly believe that even a little bit of Crenna is enough to transform you inside.
Yes.
Well, I love The Evil. He was great in that.
He was great in that. Yeah.
Classic Crenna.
Crenna.
What else? Give me more Crenna.
He's in? Is he in Zoltan? How to Dracula? Which of those? Isn't he, or Devil Dog? Is he in that one?
He's in Devil Dog, I believe.
Devil Dog, yeah. Because the dog tries to get him to put his hand into a lawnmower, which is a scene. Why is that cat drinking J&B? Like they're shooting it, and he's like, "I want some
J&B moment."
J&B moment with the cat.
Tell Chip.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's already documented it.
Yeah, man. I watched a great Tubi. I love my Tubi originals. I watched one today called Orphaned, which is by Chris Stokes, who's my favorite Tubi original director. He makes one every 3 weeks, and it's like a modern Bad Seed, Bill, where this kid gets adopted, and in the past his entire family died, and the cops thought that maybe he did it, but he's such a nice kid, there's no way he could have done it. And it's great because like the whole movie just keeps teasing this kid. It's got some jaw-dropping moments of a kid being bad. It's great. Like it's really scuzzy, and I just loved it. It ends with a SWAT situation with a kid shooting at cops. This like 8-year-old kid with a handgun. Look at this cat. Look at this fucking cat. That's amazing. Oh my god.
I keep hearing Alanis Morissette.
Oh yes.
You're uninvited.
Oh man, I can't wait. Yeah. So hey Bill, I got some stuff in the mail. I want to show you guys what came in.
Hey, great.
This came from Mill Creek. And I'm really excited about this. The Documentary Now set, which is the show that Fred Armisen, Bill Hader, and Seth Meyers and Rice Thomas did. And it is all 4 seasons plus posters of the movies, a book that has a Fred Armisen article in it. But this just came out from Mill Creek, and I'm glad I didn't buy it right away. I showed these last week, but I got extra copies in. Don't forget, these new Visual Vengeance movies are out. Dinosaur Valley Girls, which would probably go really well with the movies we showed tonight, and Furious, which are 2 shot on video movies. Super jazzed about this. I ordered from a new company, 2 new companies this week. This is from Gorehounds Tetra Video. They're based in the Netherlands, and this is the Philip Carr box set that they did, and it has Marilyn Alive and Behind Bars, which is, of course, one of the movies in Night Train to Terror. And I never had Dead Girls Don't, which I don't believe has even been released on DVD in the US. So both these came out, and this is a limited edition of 50. I'm number 32, and it came in 2 weeks from the Netherlands, which is pretty awesome. And then I also got they sent a whole disc full of trailers of their other stuff. And then finally, this is a new company that I discovered on Instagram called Petroglyph, and they are putting out a whole bunch of Blu-rays that are from Colombia. The owner of the label, his wife is from Colombia. His kids are trying to get into horror movies, and he said, kind of like how Anchor Bay brought out Italian horror when he was young, he wants to do the same thing. So this just came out as a double disc, a Funeral Sinestro, and the other one is Triango del Oro, the Island of Fantasy. But a really beautiful package. This was $20 too, for both movies, and just a really nice set. It came in like 2 days, so I'm really excited about this label. This is their first release. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Are they region free, Sam?
Yeah, I believe they are region free. Yeah. Well, this is from America. He's from here.
Oh, okay.
And they have subtitles, not really any extras, but they actually got their 2K restorations of them. And he actually got a pretty big label, some pretty big folks that have done some, I think, the Deaf Crocodile stuff and some other movies to do the transfers. So, and it came, I think shipping was $4. $24 for 2 movies in that package is pretty good for high-end media and for a new label. There's only 2,000 copies of it. But I'm excited to watch them, especially because like I don't know a ton about Colombian horror. So I'm excited to kind of dive into a new culture. This is the first of, I've been told a couple releases. So
cool.
Excited. And I'm excited to watch Dinosaur Valley Girls. I just haven't had time yet.
You know what movie was announced last week from Kino Lorber that I am just absolutely jazzed about, because after The Farmer, it was my Grail Quest movie. You guys know which one I'm talking about?
I'm going to know it the minute you say it.
I will say, well, I'll give you another hint. It has James Brolin in it.
Oh, yeah, I know what it is. Should I say it?
Sam, got a guess?
I don't know.
Night of the Juggler.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's finally out. And that is the scuzziest studio film. It's from Colombia that you'll ever see. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm
yeah.
excited. Yeah. Kino is a label that puts out stuff and no one usually.
They're solid.
Yeah, they're solid. And they put out really, really good stuff, and their sales are really good, which, you can get stuff for a decent price from them. But
yeah, their sales are killer.
Yeah. I got to tell you though, I got that John Carr set with shipping. I think it was $32 to get it. The shipping was more than the DVD, of course, because they had to come from overseas. But hey, if you love Night Train to Terror,
Marilyn behind bars.
Yeah.
I've never seen it alive and behind bars. That's important too.
Yeah. It's hard to find online too. So I was like, you know what? Do I want to spend all this time and energy hunting down a crappy quality online, or do I want to just buy a crappy one for myself? I haven't watched it
about Marilyn. Yeah. Number 1, she's alive. And number 2, she's behind bars.
I love that sometimes this movie is shot on video and other times it's a movie shot 15 years before. So it's going to be a mess. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And there's some new Severance stuff coming this week too. Probably for the next show, I'll have a bunch more stuff to show. But yeah, excited. For the rest of this week on the site, look for more If Jess Franco Made Them today and Jean Rollin movies this week. And then a lot of Tubi stuff, because I was behind on my Tubi originals, and there's a couple real good ones on there right now. It's weird. I know that these directors haven't seen Giallo, but they really take the themes of them really well. There's one that's on there right now, Tempted, that is about a Brolin. There's one where a husband and wife decide to, for one night only, to bring a female partner in to bed with them. Of course, everything goes wrong. Also, I love that the guy's like, after one night, he's like, yeah, I don't need this again. This is good. I checked it off my bucket list. And of course, the wife's like, that was pretty awesome. Like, I'm just going to keep doing it in secret. And, but it's also about real estate. A very strange movie. But I love that when these movies happen. There's I talk about the other one too, Fatal Exposure, which is very like a Lindsay Baker movie, but on a Tubi budget. So I'm all for this, and
Yeah.
for more of these. My Tubi list is like 600 movies long. Like I'm never, when I die, I'm gonna like bequeath it to somebody on the show. I'm like, you must watch the rest of these movies. These movies must continue on.
Well, Sam, we discussed this off show once. You are one of the few critics that actually reviews the Tubi movies.
A lot of times I'm like the first person to write about them on Instagram, and then like I get tons of hits on the site from. That's not just why I do them. Like I actually really do like them because I think of Tubi like a video store, right? Like it is, and a lot of times, yeah, and it's like I see something and I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that. And the nice thing is you can actually keep a list of them. You don't have to bring 5 for 5 home at night, But that's what's nice about it. And also I love the idea of like if you leave Tubi on, there's a real good chance that something weird is going to come after it that you might not be ready for. So there's people out there that are going to get Night Train to Terror, or you know what I mean? Like something come up randomly, and that's cool to me. Like that people get to find, yeah, please watch the show in bed. I just added something on there that I'd never seen. I wanted to ask you guys about.
What's that?
Let me see. I'm loading up my Tubi list here.
A Tubi movie.
No, it wasn't a Tubi movie. It was like an HBO movie. The Thirsty Dead, which I'd never seen.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. That's from, I'm trying to think of the year. It's like 74 or something.
74, yeah. This was my post Twilight People recommendations. You right? Mm-hmm. The Wonder Women.
Well, you guys showed that. You guys
showed Dead. Blood Orgy of the She Devils.
Right.
Fangs of the Living Dead, aka
Oh my God, Malenka.
Yeah, Octoman.
Yeah, Octoman.
Oh yeah,
Countess Dracula.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
you too.
Frankenstein Island.
Speaking of John Carradine,
Crypt of the Living Dead.
Okay.
Shockwaves, another Bill favorite.
Oh, Shockwaves.
She Demons.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Let's see. And Million Eyes of Sumeru.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That's
yeah.
Just Franco.
That's a Franco, yeah. It's got Shirley. Is that the one with Shirley Eaton in it? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen that.
Yeah. It's good. There's a new 4K of it that just came out. The artwork is beautiful for it. I'm like, again, that artwork may be overselling people on this. But yeah, Red Rocket Media is the company that's been posting so much weird stuff on. They were the ones that posted the 2 movies tonight. There's so much just strange stuff on Tubi that I have booked up here to watch, I just love it because then I can also tell someone like, hey, it's on it's easy to find. It's on Tubi.
So many movies, so little time.
Special Effects was another movie I've been searching for forever. The Coen movie.
Oh, I've seen that.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's good. That's the better of the 2 that he kind of made with an eye on video. I forget who released them. I think Paramount or somebody.
Yeah, and I have that added, and it's like I really want to check that out. I have a lot of stuff in here where I'm like, I just gotta. It's stuff I've been meaning to get to. I think that's what I'm going to do for vacation this year. I'm just gonna not tell anyone tell people I'm going away, but really just get a hotel and just watch Tubi on my phone
from bed.
In bed, yeah, just in bed, laying there and just reading it. So that sounds like a good plan, right?
That's a great plan.
Yeah, there's all the Mickey Mouse horror movies that are getting made are on there too.
Oh, the Steamboat Willie horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, Eric Bogosian is in special effects. Tracy says she has it on her list. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. Larry Cohen's stuff is almost always good.
Yeah, it's so funny. There's a new movie that just came out where I can't remember who's in it. Some app takes over somebody's life and they have to follow everything the app tells them or they get killed. And I'm like, but all this is basically phone booth. Larry Cohen.
That's Afraid. That was directed by Chris White.
Oh, that one. I saw that on the airplane, and What's crazy about that is Keith Carradine's in it, and he's playing a role that his dad would have played. Like, 'cause he's only in it for like 30 seconds, and like he's on video. And I'm like, oh my God, he's taken over his dad's mantle. He just showed up.
I stand corrected. Don Kursko says they were both AFCO Embassy releases. The special effects, those two Coen films that he made basically for video.
Yeah, I watched Afraid's a good airplane movie. Because you're like, no, that means it's not a good movie to watch. It was like, oh, I'll watch this on the plane. Because you know who's in it? The guy from Late Night with the Devil has a really good part. David
Dalmachian.
Yeah,
yeah. Thank you guys. I wasn't going to say his last name. I was afraid to say it. But his character's really interesting in it. He's also like got like a 10-second role in it, but he makes the most of it. You know, and that's what I really dug about it. The rest of it. No, I love this Midnight Caller ad, but I also know what it is, and I know Mike Justice had to be super excited when this ad showed up.
Mike was a co-host when that movie played on your show.
It's one of his favorite movies ever.
Yeah,
I know.
You know, I was kind of surprised because when I saw this, it was running in this. And when I saw this ad, I should say. When I programmed it for the page, it was running at the same time in Tucson as A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, Nightmare on Elm Street actually came out in like November of 1984, but it didn't play everywhere. It just sort of had like a regional release. And Tucson was one of the cities that did get it in November of 84. I think it was November. But this movie played like in January or March of 85 when Nightmare came back out again. Like in spring of 85, it got a nationwide release.
And this movie would have been, what, about 5 or 6 years old by then?
Just a couple of years. Yeah, this was actually made in like around 78 or
79. I was thinking.
Definitely post Halloween.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things in it that's just sort of like blatantly
like the tagline on this poster.
Well, not only that, but I mean, this ad campaign looks like Freddy because of the claws. And I thought, oh, they must have did that just to compete with Nightmare on Elm Street, but they didn't. This actually, this movie and this ad artwork dates way back before Nightmare. It was like at the beginning of 1984 that they started.
This was a Gary Cole movie. I got excited. I love the L's in Midnight Caller, the way they did it. It's very metal. This logo, this whole ad's great.
Yeah,
I know. I love it.
Oh,
and I love the movie too.
Yeah,
I love Boobs Disco. You know how much I love that.
Oh yeah. I agree with Don. He's got to open all the cans of Hawaiian, but the big cans of Hawaiian Punch. You had to do the. Nobody does that anymore, where you just like pop in the side of the can. You're like, oh,
you leave it in the can.
Yeah, just leave it in the fridge that long. Oh,
on TV in 1985.
Wow.
One night there was prom night, and then the next night, oops, not Hellhole. Sorry.
Oh, could you imagine? That's when they had to stop saying the best movies on TV. Oh my God.
He Knows You're Alone.
Wow.
But yeah, let's go back to this because this is just amazing.
Yeah.
Hellhole.
I'm so glad that you introduced this movie to me.
I get a little misty-eyed when I think of Hellhole, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. Love it.
Wow.
I mean, just when they
succeed.
What if they succeed?
This is all happening under the city. All this hellhole.
Every time I see this ad, I think of the Spinal Tap song. We're living in a hellhole.
Living in a hellhole, yeah.
Warnoff is just genius in this film.
Oh yeah.
As is Gortner. Don't get me wrong.
As is Ray Sharkey.
Yeah. Oh man.
This is pretty fabulous. I love this ad.
This movie's fabulous. It even has a little James Bond ripoff opening, with him, like with them doing kind of like girls dancing around him and stuff. It's really fun.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. And it's got Anthony Kiedis' dad as one of the bad guys in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fight Like a Brave.
I was singing that song last week. That was a great song, wasn't it? That's back when if you told me 30 years ago, like, hey, you're gonna hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers someday, I'd be like, no, fuck you, I won't. I'll always love them.
If you look at the Tucson there, the co-feature in really small type is Conan the Destroyer.
Oh,
that would have been a great night at the movies.
You know what's funny is I didn't like Conan the Destroyer when I first saw it. Now I love it.
Oh, I like it better than Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I totally do.
It's more fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I've really come around to loving that movie.
It's funner than Conan the Destroyer.
Good night, Steve Wilson. Steve Wilson is fading out. Mike, thanks for filling in Blackie Damn It. I appreciate it.
Blackie Damn It.
We'll get that Crown International logo.
Yep.
Maybe I'm feeling a little chill up my spine.
Yeah, this is 85. When did they stop putting things out? It had to have been around then.
Yeah. And this is after show, like, stop working with Canon, too. So, like, that was like a big get for them to have this movie. Because he was a major moneymaker for Canon, especially on home video. The first 2 Ninja movies he did for them were gangbusters.
Great ad.
Ooh.
I was wondering if you guys would recognize what this is.
Mm-mm.
It's an alternate title for a movie.
Creature by William Malone.
Yes.
Wow. Nice one. I love that. Thank you so much.
This is, I'm trying to find the other one that actually, I pulled up the wrong one. This is like that contest thing. Like the British papers had this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Where you could win free tickets to see what kind of horror movie they were putting up. And here's the actual ad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's and Deadly Blessing too. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Blessings. Oh, they used the singular in this one. They kept calling it Blessings in the in the ads that I was finding.
Yeah. Wow. Titan Find. What a weird. They did much better with the other name.
Yeah.
Creature.
Yeah,
it's a little more to the point, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, I put this in there just for you.
I like that they threw Meat Solange in it. She also did not corrupt the entire school. She was killed in a horrible accident. Right?
Accident?
I mean, accidental
something.
Yeah.
Procedure. We'll call it a procedure.
Yeah. Every part of her said, come teach me. And they did. Also, nobody understands perspective. The perspective of this ad is all off. It's great. No one knows how to spell roommates. Come see roommates.
Roommates.
You've
heard of primates? These are roommates.
God damn it. This ad is fucking great, Bill. I love this ad because if I saw this ad, I would say, there's going to be this fun sex comedy playing and foursome too. Yeah. There's this fun sex comedy and it's playing at the South Drive-In and we get there. Where's Solange? Will we meet her? And she's going to get an abortion and die. And then a lot of girls are going to get killed. There will be a smoking in the shower scene, which is awesome. That shower is gigantic. I love that Becca helpfully told me during that scene, girls don't do this in the shower. And I was like, shh, you beautiful angel. I just want to watch this Joan Modern shot scene. Let me see this. This is why I come to the movies. And also, a family left.
Yes.
Like 15 minutes into it.
I felt so bad for them.
They're like, this is going to be like Friday the 13th, right? And I said to Becca, watch what happens. watch how upset they get in a couple of minutes because this movie upsets me. And I love it. It's one of my favorite movies, but it's upsetting.
Yeah. And Roommates, of course, starred Pat Woodall, who was in the Twilight. So there you go. You'll see lots of Pat in that movie. It's not PG.
No.
Okay.
I love, I was thinking about this today, Bill, of how many times, what do you call it, that Solange came out under different names. And it's so wonderful.
I know. Great. That's probably one of the movies that has the most titles.
Yeah.
Even more than Bay of Blood, Twitch of the Death Nerve, or Don't Look in the Basement.
Or
Eaten Alive.
Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
Yep. Living Dead.
That only had a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking theatrically. I know that on home video they used a lot of different titles for it, but this what we're looking at here is this is the ad that has gotten the most exposure on the Groovy Doom Facebook page ever.
Wow.
The last time I checked, it was up over 30,000 views, which is just insane. And there were like 550 people liked the post.
Wow.
Which is this thing here. And granted, it is amazing. Joe Rude said that Pinsploitation should make a blanket out of it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And look at that little skull guy with his brain exposed at the bottom. That's from the Orgy of the Living Dead
Yeah.
combo show. That's not Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, but it's still cool.
But
and there's the body stealer over in the corner there, a Tygon film. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I should also point out that rotting brain thing from the Orgy of the Living Dead, that press book was designed by Alan Ormsby.
Yeah.
Who did the artwork and is in Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. So he had the right to use it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Is this the first time that the Last House look was used for Don't Look in the Basement?
No, they've been doing it like I think May of '73 was the first, because it was out earlier that year as The Forgotten. It was like in I think like spring. It was in Texas as The Forgotten, and then in May, Hallmark Releasing got a hold of it and started like choosing all these different titles for it, like The Snake Pit, Death Ward number 13. Then they changed it to Don't Look in the Basement, like around May, and then it just like it never changed titles again. And by the time this happened, this was in Miami or Fort Lauderdale. I'm sorry. And this was our Halloween weekend. So it had already been playing as Don't Look in the Basement for a long time. And it always had that to avoid fainting.
Yeah, the old
keep
Hallmark,
repeating.
Hallmark releasing line. Hey, I want to point something out, guys, in the middle there where it says Black Caesar. Right underneath it is Black Mama, White Mama, which I was just talking about and thinking about tonight. That has Pam Grier in it.
Yeah.
That is, and I don't know why more people don't talk about that movie. That has Margaret Markov as the white girl and Pam Grier as the black girl, and they're handcuffed together and they escape. And it's really AIP's version of The Defiant Ones with Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier filmed in the Philippines. And it's good. It's a good movie.
I was thinking of Certain Fury with Tatum O'Neal and Irene Cara.
Oh, that's classic. That
I love Walking Tall was one that had a lot of legs too. Like that probably played for a long time.
Yeah, where's Phil? Phil, there's Walking Tall.
Yeah, there. Yeah, I thought that Jesus Christ Superstar was with Cat and Nine Tails, but it's not. But that is a double feature that I would go see.
Yeah.
Anyway, I could not believe how many eyes got on this thing, and I've been posting shit like this for years. So
that's amazing, Bill. That's great. Wow.
I'm glad finally something caught on.
Yeah.
And I almost ran this version of it, which totally did not have Don't Look in the Basement in it when I pulled it up. This was like the week before.
Oh, wow.
But still, that's pretty amazing too.
What's that? What Kirk Douglas movie is that? Scalawag.
Yeah. And there's Curse of Frankenstein, Horror of Dracula, Night of the Witches.
Night of the Witches. Hey.
Wow. Godfather too.
Herod Experiment. Look at these movies. My goodness.
Yeah.
Got many choices.
Common Law Cabin too.
Cabin,
yeah. Isn't it? What does it say about me that my eyes instantly went to Common Law Cabin? If any, this should be like one of those tests. Like you always get those ads. Like, do you want to see what kind of trauma you've had as a kid? I always get those ads like on Facebook. This should be my ad. Like, where do your eyes go in this ad? Oh, well, they go instantly to Common Law Cabin. Yeah.
I want to point this out again too, because there was somebody that left a comment on the post, and she said that there were 3 good movies here and the rest were garbage. And of course, Don't Look in the Basement and Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things were not 3 in her top 3.
Let me guess. She liked Jesus Christ Superstar probably, and maybe Walk Tall. I don't.
She said the Stone Killer for
Oh, the
sure.
Charles Bronson movie. Okay.
Yeah, and then Enter the Dragon, and there was another one too. And she was like, the rest are forgettable or garbage. I gave her the sassy Joan by the pool meme.
I like Queen Boxer a lot, but
yeah.
Yeah, somebody said that was bad too, Queen Boxer.
People, I didn't hear that. I'm not going to respond to it. There will be no further comments.
Well, that's what happens when you get a lot of
I
comments on a post. So eventually, you're going to get some party poopers. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no party pooping here. Come on.
So, AC Nicholas, Sam Panico, you're both in the new issue of Drive-In Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited to have that on sale now. So thanks to everybody who went out and picked up a copy already. Thanks very much. You can go to groovydoom.etsy.com and purchase the new issue. There's some stuff, there's some back issues in there. I'm going to revamp the back issues too. So anyway.
Well, as I said the last time, I have a full collection of Drive-In Asylum, even the first 7. I got those from, what is it, Forbidden Planet in New York City.
Forbidden Planet, yeah.
Yep, Forbidden Planet. Right.
I have mine inside a special plastic case. Do
you really?
Yeah, I do. I have all the issues in a plastic thing, like my comics, so that they don't get damaged. And I go back and read them all the time. Like, this is when I get the new issue, like I always say, I have to like slowly read it because I don't want to go too quick through it. And because I get so excited about it, because given my own devices, I'll just read it all in like a couple hours. So, I like to slow myself down, get into it. I'm very excited for a new issue though. And excited for the drive-in coming up. There's so much going on. This is a good time. It's
a good time of year. Yeah.
We're almost through the rough time of the year where there's no holidays or anything for a bit, like that January, February bullshit. And now we're like we're close to March. It's nice. It'll be fun. It's not hermetically sealed, Roger. But it's, I try to keep it nice. It's in, now the nice thing too is now that we have like less moisture down here, it's like stuff will stay longer. I used to have them on the bookshelf, but like there's so many of them now, like I moved them to another shelf. And also wanted to keep them safe. I still have like any of the stuff Bill sent with them too, like stickers or
you have the rare stickers.
Yeah, I have the stickers, and I have some of the like those things. Like I have like everything put in along with them. Yeah.
I think there's actually Bill, you sent me a button back here, I think.
Once. Oh God.
Here we go.
I have that on my wrestling jacket that I used to wear when I wrestled. I always had a Groovy Doom Drive-In Asylum sticker, button on my jacket. So
I have to make new coasters. I haven't done that for a long time.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, if you haven't ordered an issue, I'm not just saying this because I'm on the show with Bill. It's definitely worth it. And like it's very hard for me to find like the other day I was looking through books and I'm like, do I want to buy a book or like it? Because I hate when I buy a book on movies and it's like I didn't get anything out of it. So I compare everything to Nightmare USA because really that's the only book.
Standard.
And it's just packed with stuff. And it's like that's what I love about Drive-In Asylum, because it is packed with stuff and there's so many different people that write for it. And even if you just do like we did now and going through the ads, there's so much to do with that. It's just like it's a warm blanket read, and that's what I love about it. And it's nice. It is. I like the community we have and that we bring together people to stay up till what time is it? 2:56 in the morning talking about
Mighty Gorga,
or Come Teach Me.
Twilight people.
Yeah.
You mean Terror in the Woods?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like that there's some ads for Come Teach Me that say based on an Edgar Wallace story. No, not really. No.
Yeah. But I love writing for the magazine too, Bill. It's it's wonderful. The writing is great. It's not heavy academic film discussion. It's people with passion that write very well about movies.
Yeah, that's what I like about it too. Is everybody really is. They have something that they want to say about the movies, no matter how familiar they are. Usually, the really obscure stuff too. But I like to see. Roger Braden wrote this like screed about Friday the 13th in the new issue, and it's one of my favorite things in it because he recounts. You know how I love personal stories, and he recounts going to see. The movie with these two female friends of his that he calls the Loud Sisters, and it's amazing. It's like you're there.
I love that kind of film review or film criticism. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Pauline Kael. She would work her life and things into the review, and that always made it much better. And Roger has a great article in there. I probably have the one that you like the least, Bill, but that's okay. Right?
It was hard to read.
Oh, come on. I said good things about Windows. I said Elizabeth Ashley is like acting to the heavens or something, which she is.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it has Talia Shire in it. And Talia Shire is, to put it charitably, horrible in the movie. She's a bad character. It's badly written, and she's not good.
She wasn't the kind of actor that could make something out of nothing. And
No.
I keep thinking of her prophecy freak out moment where she sees the bear cubs and then she's like,
And it has Joe Cortese in it too, as the cop, as her boyfriend, and he's terrible. He sucks the vacuum. He's like he sucks the energy out of anything. Yeah, he's horrible. He's just terrible. And I would love to build that time machine and go back and see Gordon Willis, the Prince of Darkness, the great cinematographer, in his one and only directing role, putting this film together.
I think though that there's sometimes like I hate the phrase guilty pleasures. You know what I mean? No, but I love when people love a movie because it's something they love, and being able to discuss why you love it in the face of people hating it. And like we've talked about before, it's like it's why I like Exorcist 2, because it tried something different and it's not being more of the same. I like when movies are challenging. That's like when I was talking about that one with you guys that I watched. It's like
the two women in the room.
Yeah, like I know full well a lot of these go nowhere mumblecore, kind of sort of horror, but not really women finding themselves movies. Like I'm like, yeah, of course people are gonna really dislike this, but I really dig it and I like watching it. The other one I was gonna ask you about, AC, if you saw, was Queen of Earth. I really liked. A lot of you seen that one?
What is Queen of Earth?
It's about like this the girl who was in the Invisible Man remake. I can't remember her name is.
Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah, it's her and her friend. Like they've both had bad relationships. They're trying.
I read your review.
Yeah.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's on Tubi as well. Elizabeth Moss is really good in it, and I'm like, oh, what, a movie where she's mean to everybody and having a nervous breakdown, and I already find her attractive. Like this pushed me over the edge into being a super fan. Like, yes, she's great.
We know your type. She liked the mean girls,
the mean, unhinged girls. Yeah, but I don't know. I believe there are some David S. and the colleges that have a class of history of horror. I know that Pitt has a Romero library, and that there's classes for that. So I'm
people
sure
do it all the time.
Yeah,
it really blows my mind because I met somebody once who taught one of those courses.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, exploring and finding the meaning of life through horror films or some kind of pretentious study that they were doing. And I asked them about, they had like a Dawn of the Dead poster hanging in their kitchen. And I asked them about it once, and like, they didn't want to talk to me about it. And I was like, okay, I don't know. I thought since you had that poster hanging up that maybe we could talk a little Romero, but
can you imagine if the three of us taught one of those courses?
Yeah,
nothing would ever get accomplished.
They bar us from the campus after
I have a friend that actually teaches a comic book class at CMU, and I'm always like, what's that like?
Oh wow, CMU.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. They bring me in to talk about. Sam will be teaching a deep dive class into the movies of Bruno Mattei and how they subvert expectations. Everybody, I need your essay on Robo War to be finished by next week. Please finish, and also let's discuss what's the other hell, specifically the scene where a baby is thrown in hot water and then tossed out a window.
The other hell.
The other hell.
Guardian of hell.
What's the symbolism of that?
Yeah. There is no symbol. There is no subtext. It's all text. It's all text, and it's underlined, bolded, and it has 3 exclamation points after it. That's why I like his movies. I'm not showing up for mise en scene. I'm showing up for gore and boobs.
And I don't think anybody should ever use the words in media race when they talk about movies.
I think I used it in one just to fuck with you a couple weeks ago, to see if you would see it.
I did. I think I said that once in something I wrote for Driving ASYLUM. I said, don't ever use that. Don't
use a tone poem either. I don't want to see that either.
No, the other one I don't like is the one that Tim Lucas used to use all the time in video Watchdog, which is diegetic.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
I used to work with someone once that would hear phrases that other advertising people had said, and then he would try to work them into things, but they were always wrong. And I know I mispronounced things, but this was like Green Acres level of wrong. And like people would call him out in meetings. I'm like, please don't say that ever again in a meeting. Like it's like that scene in what's the first Adam Sandler one? Not Happy Gilmore, with the one before that, Billy Madison, where they're like, this answer has made us all dumber from you having said it. Yeah, it was that kind of scene, and we're like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't ever bring that up again. I'm like, no, you shouldn't. Like that was really rough. That was a really rough meeting.
Yeah, Phil says you guys would be like the Ghostbusters, leaving the university to start your own horror college. Yeah, that'd be great.
After they cut off our funding.
Right, yeah. AC Nicholas would have like a 300 level class on Harry Novak.
Yeah.
But the kids love us.
Yeah.
Oh, they would love us. Oh, they would.
Yeah.
We got to get younger people involved here, you know?
That's what I do love, that there are some younger folks that come to the drive-in. So that whenever I see them in the snack bar, it makes me super happy because I'm like, oh, cool. Like you know, I want you to care about these movies. So that I was going through, this is the most morose ending for the show, but go with me on this. I was going through the other day marking which movies are worth the most in here in showing back. And so like I said, you know, when I die, like these are the ones, please don't bring these all to a Goodwill. Please don't give these DVDs away. Like these are the ones who will actually make you money. And I was trying to explain to her why they're important. She's, I don't care. And I was like, okay, baby, I understand. But don't you want to talk about Hong Kong?
I mean, give them to me.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about Thailand fantasy superhero movies like Throwing Magic Sword? And no, I don't. I'm like, okay, well, it's worth money. There's only like a couple hundred of it. Okay. So I'm going through and marking which things are down here so that it doesn't all just, that's my sadness. I think about like, I'm looking at my Man Thing doll right now and I'm like, someday that'll just be sitting in a thrift store somewhere. Like, I don't want that. So the right people will get this stuff afterwards. That's the biggest goal.
You're already thinking about purging.
Oh, I'm not thinking about purging. I'm thinking about purging as
considering your death. You're.
Oh, but that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how my wife will get the right stuff she needs to get out of it, so she'll be set. I am thinking about purging, but that starts after 7:00. The purge. We're getting the purge this year, guys. I mean, it is direst things. At least we're getting the purge, and I'm real excited about that.
Tell Becca that if you suddenly die, all those DVDs and Blu-rays that you wanted, tell her to give them to me. I'll sell them, and I will build a statue in your monument.
Oh,
how about that?
Just, I want the kids. I want you to watch my Lindsay Baker box set. That's what I want. That's in my. Everybody sit around and watch a Carol Baker movie and talk about Sam. If Sam was here, he would say, "Look how wonderful she is," and he would just talk about her the whole time.
Well,
AC Nicholas, thanks so much for hanging out on the show,
guys. Thanks, everybody.
Under 17, not admitted.
Bye-bye.
See you guys in a couple weeks.
under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.